It's late, almost midnight. The house is quiet except for the soft hum of the TV downstairs. I'm walking down the hallway to our bedroom when I hear it low whispers. A woman's laugh that isn't mine. My heart stops. I push the door open just a crack. And there they are, my older sister Ava, and my fiancé Ryan, tangled together on our bed like it's the most natural thing in the world. Their clothes half off. Her hand on his chest, his lips on her neck. And then I hear the words that will haunt me forever. She's never going to leave on her own, Ryan. We have to make her disappear from our lives for good. My name is Lily, and right now I'm 20 years old. In that single second, my entire future explodes. The man I was supposed to marry in 6 weeks. The sister I grew up protecting. The two people I loved most on this planet. They weren't just cheating. They were planning to erase me completely. But here's what they didn't know: I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to make them regret the day they ever thought they could break me. If you're feeling that burning mix of shock and rage right now, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because this story is about to get wild, and I don't want you to miss a single second. Drop "I'm ready" in the comments and let's dive in. I grew up in a small coastal town where everyone knows everyone. Ava is 24, always the prettier one. The louder one, the one who got everything first car, first boyfriend, first applause. I never minded. I loved her. I looked up to her. When Mom got sick 3 years ago, it was me who quit college to take care of her while Ava needed space to find herself. When Mom passed, I was the one holding Dad together while Ava flew to Europe for a month to heal. But I never complained. That's just who I was: quiet, loyal, always putting family first. Then Ryan walked into my life. I was working double shifts at the beach cafe to pay the bills when he sat down at my counter, ordered a black coffee, and smiled like the sun came out just for me. He was 26, an up-and-coming photographer, funny, gentle. The first person who ever looked at me like I was the only girl in the room. 6 months later, he got down on one knee, in front of the lighthouse at sunset. I cried so hard I couldn't even say yes. I just nodded until he laughed and slipped the ring on my finger. Ava came home for the engagement party. She hugged me so tight I thought she was genuinely happy. "You deserve this, little sis," she whispered. Ryan kissed my cheek and said, "Your sister is the best maid of honor we could ask for." I believed them. God, I actually believed them. But tiny cracks started appearing almost immediately. Ryan started working late, on photo shoots that never showed up on his portfolio. Ava suddenly needed him to help her move apartments 3 times in 1 month. I found women's perfume on his jacket that wasn't mine. When I asked, they both laughed it off. "You're being paranoid, Lil," Ava said, rolling her eyes. "We're just friends helping each other out." I wanted to believe her. I forced myself to believe her. Because the alternative was too painful. But doubt is a slow poison. It creeps in at 3 a.m. when he's not beside you. It whispers when you see them exchange glances across the dinner table that last a second too long. And one night, it finally screamed. I came home early from my shift because the cafe closed for repairs. I was excited. I had bought Ryan's favorite takeout as a surprise. But when I walked in, the house was dark except for one light upstairs, our bedroom light, and the sounds: soft moans, the creak of the bed, my sister's voice saying his name like it belonged to her. I stood outside that door for what felt like hours, phone in my shaking hand, recording everything. I didn't burst in. I didn't make a scene. I just stood there, tears rolling down my face, letting the truth burn itself into my soul. And that's when I heard the real plan. Not just an affair. They wanted the house we had just bought together, the one I put every penny of Mom's life insurance into. They wanted me gone, broken, humiliated, so completely destroyed that I would disappear from their perfect little love story without a fight. But they forgot one thing. I wasn't the same scared little girl who dropped out of college to clean up everyone else's mess. I was done being the quiet one. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the cold floor of the guest room with my phone in my lap, replaying the recording over and over until every moan, every whisper, every cruel laugh was carved into my brain. And then I did something I never thought I'd do. I started searching. First, Ryan's laptop. He always left it open when he showered. Password. Our wedding date. Of course, the second I opened his messages, my stomach dropped so hard I thought I'd be sick right there on the carpet. Hundreds of texts. Thousands. Going back almost a year. Before the proposal. Before the ring. Before he ever told me he loved me. Ava, she's so blind, Ryan. She'll never suspect. Ryan, I feel bad sometimes, but you're worth it. Ava, once we're married, the house is ours. She put everything in it. Mom's insurance money, her savings, all of it. We just have to make her walk away. Ryan, how? She trusts me. Ava, we'll break her trust. Little by little. Make her think she's crazy. Then, when she finally leaves, everyone will feel sorry for us. There were photos. Disgusting ones. There were voice notes of them laughing about how easy I was to fool. There was even a shared note titled Plan B. That listed ways to make me look unstable, hide my things, mess with my birth control so I'd have a scare, leak fake stories to our friends that I was struggling with my mental health. I sat there until the sun came up, reading every single word, tears dripping onto the screen. Not sad tears anymore, angry tears, the kind that feel hot, like fire running down your cheeks. By morning, I had copied everything. Every text, every photo, every voice note. I sent it all to a secret email I made just for this. Then I wiped my face, made coffee, and smiled at Ryan when he came downstairs like nothing had happened. Morning, babe, he said, kissing the top of my head. Morning, I answered, voice sweet. Sleep well. He had no idea I'd just declared war. Over the next 2 weeks, I became the best actress in the world. I laughed at their jokes. I let Ava plan my bridal shower. I even posted cute couple photos with Ryan captioning them. Counting down the days. They thought they had me exactly where they wanted me, clueless and happy. But behind the scenes, I was building something unstoppable. I started with our joint bank account. Remember how I said I put Mom's entire life insurance into the house? Well, I had quietly opened a second account months ago. Just in case. Every extra paycheck, every tip, every dollar I could hide, I moved it. By the time I was done, their perfect plan was about to collapse on an empty account. Then came the bridal shower. Ava insisted on hosting it at her fancy new apartment, the one Ryan had been helping her pay for. 50 guests. All our friends, family, Ryan's coworkers. She wanted to show off. I let her. She had no idea I had already replaced the cute slideshow she made of Lily and Ryan's love story with something different. The day of the bridal shower arrived like a perfect storm, wrapped in pink balloons and champagne flutes. Ava had gone all out. Her apartment was decorated like a Pinterest dream flower wall, dessert table, a huge future Mrs. Carter sign in gold glitter, 50 people packed in. Ava stood in the middle of it all in a tight, white dress holding a microphone like she was the star of the show. Ladies, thank you so much for coming to celebrate my baby sister and the love of her life. Everyone clapped. Ryan stood beside me, arm around my waist, grinning like the perfect fiancé. Then Ava turned to the giant screen behind her. Okay, everyone, quiet down! I worked so hard on this surprise video montage of Lily and Ryan's journey. You're gonna cry, it's so sweet. The lights dimmed. The first photo popped up. Me and Ryan on our first date, laughing at the cafe, Ows from the crowd. Next, the proposal at the lighthouse. More tears and cheers. Ava squeezed my hand. Love you, sis. I squeezed back harder than I should have. Love you more, Ava. The video kept playing for exactly 38 seconds. Then the screen went black for half a second, and my own voice came through the speakers, calm and ice cold. But that's the fairy tale version. Here's the real one. Gasps rippled through the room as the first text message screenshot filled the screen, huge and impossible to miss. Ava Garayan. Can't wait to sleep in OUR bed tonight while she's working late again. Next screenshot. Ryan Ava. Feels wrong sometimes, but being with you feels so right. Then the photos. Them kissing in his car, them in hotel mirrors, them in our bed, sheets I had bought with mom's money. The room went dead silent except for someone's champagne glass hitting the floor and shattering. Iva's face turned ghost, white. Ryan let go of my waist like I was suddenly burning him. I stood up slowly, walked to the front, and took the microphone from Ava's frozen hand. Keep watching, everyone. It gets better. The next slide was the voice note. I pressed play. Ava's voice, loud and clear through the speakers. Once we break her, she'll run away like she always does. Then the house is ours. She already paid for everything. We just have to make sure she never fights for it. Ryan's mom started crying. Dad looked like he was about to have a heart attack. Ava tried to lunge for the laptop. Turn it off! She's lying! She faked everything! But I was ready for that. I held up my phone so everyone could see. I was streaming the whole thing live to a private Facebook group called The Truth About Ava and Ryan, that I had created that morning and quietly invited every single person in that room to. 50 people in the room, 200 watching online within minutes. I looked straight at Ava and Ryan and smiled for the first time in weeks. Surprise? Ava started screaming that I was crazy, that I photoshopped everything. Ryan just stood there, mouth opening and closing like a fish, no words coming out. I turned back to the crowd. Every screenshot is time-stamped. Every photo has metadata. Every bank transfer from the Jord account to Ava's rent is right there on the last slide. Oh, and Dad. That life insurance money Mom left us. Ask Ava where the other half went. Dad stood up slowly, face red, tears in his eyes. Ava, is this true? Ava couldn't even look at him. She just grabbed her purse and ran, pushing people out of the way, heels snapping as she fled down the stairs. Ryan tried to follow her, but 3 of his biggest clients were already texting him that they were dropping him. He looked at me, eyes pleading. Lily, please, let me explain. I stepped closer so only he could hear. You had 6 months to explain. Now you get to live with the truth. I turned the microphone off, walked straight out the door, and never looked back. The video ended up with over 400,000 views in 3 days. Their names were trending in our town, jobs lost, friends gone, family destroyed, and me. For the first time in years, I could finally breathe. 2 days after the bridal shower, my phone wouldn't stop blowing up. At first it was friends. Are you okay? I'm so sorry, Lily. We had no idea. Then came the messages from people I hadn't spoken to in years, screenshots of Ava crying in her car, Ryan getting yelled at in the grocery store parking lot, both of them deleting every social media account they had. But the ones that made me laugh out loud were from Ava and Ryan themselves. Ava's first text came at 3:17 a.m., the night of the showered. You ruined my life. I hope you're happy. You're dead to me. By 9 a.m. the next morning it was, Lil, I'm so sorry, please call me, I can explain everything. By noon she was sending voice notes sobbing so hard, she could barely breathe. You're my little sister. How could you do this to family? Mom would be ashamed of you. I didn't reply to a single one. Ryan showed up at my dad's house the very next day. He looked like he hadn't slept. Hair messy. Eyes red, carrying a bouquet of roses like that was going to fix anything. Dad opened the door and told him, Son, you have 30 seconds before I call the police. Ryan got on his knees right there on the porch. Literally on his knees. Lily, please. I love you. It was a mistake. She seduced me. I was weak. I'll go to therapy. I'll do anything. I stepped outside, looked down at him, and said the sentence I had practiced in the mirror 100 times. You don't love me. You never did. You love what I paid for, and now you have nothing. I shut the door. 3 days later, Ava tried again. This time she showed up with Dad's favorite bakery cookies, like we were 10 years old, and she could bribe her way out of trouble. Dad let her in only because he wanted answers too. We sat in the living room. Ava cried the entire time. I was jealous, okay? You always got the good things. Mom loved you more. You got the perfect guy. I wanted something that was mine. I looked at her and asked one question. When mom was dying and I was changing her sheets at 3 a.m., where were you? She had no answer. Dad told her to leave and not come back until she paid back every dollar she stole from mom's insurance money. She left crying. She still hasn't paid a cent. A week later, the bank statements came in. Turns out they had been draining the joint account for months: fancy dinners, hotel rooms, even Ava's new couch. My lawyer sent them both formal letters demanding repayment, or we'd see them in court. Ryan lost his biggest photography contract the same week. Ava got fired when her boss saw the video. They moved into a cheap studio apartment together and lasted exactly 6 weeks before they started fighting nonstop and broke up. I heard he sleeps on friends' couches now. I heard she moved 3 hours away and changes jobs every few months. And me. I sold the house and put every cent into a new place that is completely, perfectly mine. I finished my college degree online. I started dating again slowly. Only guys who look me in the eye and mean it. Some nights I still cry about mom. Some nights I still get angry. But most nights, I fall asleep knowing I stood up for myself when no one else would. 3 years have passed since that bridal shower went up in flames. I'm 23 now. I live in a sunny little apartment 2 towns over, plants on every windowsill, photos of mom smiling on the walls, and a spare room that will one day be a nursery. But only when I'm ready and only with someone who deserves it. I finished my teaching degree. I'm a second-grade teacher now. The kind of teacher mom always said I'd be. The kids call me Miss Lily and run to hug me every morning. Their laughter heals places I didn't know were still broken. I'm dating someone new, Noah. He's quiet, kind, and the first time he met Dad, he shook his hand and said, "Sir, I know what your daughter has been through, and I'll never give her a reason to doubt me." Dad cried. I cried. Noah just held my hand. Ava reached out once last year, a long apology email. She's in therapy. She paid back half the money and says she's trying to become a better person. I wrote back 2 sentences. I hope you find peace. Please don't contact me again. And I meant both parts, Ryan. I haven't heard from him in over a year. Last I knew, he was bouncing between cities. Still trying to rebuild a photography career that never recovered. Some wounds don't heal when the whole world sees who you really are. Dad and I are closer than ever. We have Friday night dinners, just the 2 of us, and we talk about mom without crying anymore. We laugh about the good memories now. And me. I wake up every single day grateful that I didn't stay quiet. Grateful that I didn't let their betrayal become my shame. So here's the one thing I wish someone had told 20-year-old Lily. The night she heard those whispers through the bedroom door. Your silence will never protect you. But your voice can set you free. If you are watching this and someone is lying to your face, stealing from you, planning behind your back, please hear me. You are worth more than their comfort. You are worth the truth, even when it's messy. You are worth fighting for. Stand up, speak up, walk away if you have to. But never, ever let them make you believe you are the problem. Because the moment you stop protecting their secret is the moment you start protecting your future. That's my story. From the girl who used to clean up everyone else's messes to the woman who finally cleaned up her own life. If this story helped even one of you feel less alone tonight, then every tear I cried was worth it. Drop the word DORTHY in the comments if you needed this reminder today. I'm reading every single one, and I'm sending you the biggest hug through the screen. Thank you for sitting with me through this whole journey. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and let's keep telling these stories together. Because the more we talk, the less power the betrayers have. I love you guys. See you in the next one.